Good morning. Today we will study non-conventional energy sources subject chapter 7 fuel cell. So let's start the topic. So first of all, what is fuel cell? Fuel cell is a device which is used to generate electricity, and for generating electricity it uses electrochemical reaction, and in generating electricity generally we use combustion, but in fuel cell we generally use electrochemical reaction, not combustion. So in fuel cell basically we use hydrogen and oxygen, and these two molecules, hydrogen and oxygen, are used to they are combined and they will produce the electricity and heat and water. So in fuel cell basically we use hydrogen and oxygen, which is used to generate electricity, heat and water. So in case of fuel cell, what we do, we pass hydrogen through anode of fuel cell and oxygen through cathode. So we have anode and cathode. For anode we pass hydrogen, and for cathode we use to pass oxygen in case of fuel cell. So let's talk about the difference between fuel cell and battery. Right? In fuel cell and batteries, the main difference is the type of anode and cathode we are using in fuel cell and battery. For example, in case of battery we use anode and cathode as metal plates, like we are using zinc or lithium that are used for anode, and we use metallic oxide for cathode. So we can say in case of battery the anode and cathodes are made using metals, right? But in case of fuel cell, anode and cathode are composed of gases. They are made from gases, often in contact, and we also use some catalyst like platinum catalyst or some another catalyst to fasten the reaction, and through that the power or electricity can be generated, right? So in case of fuel cell we are using gases as at the anode and cathode, and in case of battery we are using metal plates as anode and cathode. So this is the main difference. So in case of fuel cell we use hydrogen or hydrogen rich gas mixture at anode and oxygen or air at the cathode. So it is the main difference between the fuel cell and the battery. So let's talk about design and operating principle of fuel cell. Now if we talk about its construction, fuel cell has mainly three segments, like it has two electrodes, one is anode and cathode, and the another it is having electrolyte. So electrolyte is used to separate the two electrodes, and it should be an ion conducting material so that electrons can or ions can be passed easily, right? So and which type of electrolyte we are using, according to that there can be different type of fuel cells. If electrolyte will be different, then the fuel cell will be different. For example, types of fuel cell, we have hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. In this we use KOH as electrolyte or NaOH as electrolyte. In alkaline fuel cell, alkaline solution electrolyte such as KOH is used as electrolyte. Then we have another type of fuel cell, that is for phosphoric acid fuel cell. In this we use electrolyte as phosphoric acid, right? Then we have different type of fuel cell, that is solid proton exchange membrane fuel cell. In this electrolyte that we use is a polymer electrolyte membrane fuel cell, and their electrolyte consist of proton exchange membrane. So the type of fuel cell depends upon the type of electrolyte that we are using. For example, in case of molten carbonate fuel cell, in that we use electrolyte as molten carbonate. So according to which fuel we are using, accordingly the name of the fuel cell is different. In solid oxide fuel cell we are using electrolyte is a ceramic iron conducting electrolyte in solid oxide form. another fuel cell that can be direct methanol fuel cell. So there are different type of fuel cell, and that depends upon the type of electrolyte we are using in the fuel cell. So what we can say is that types of fuel cells can be, the fuel cells are classified according to the nature of electrolyte that just we have seen, electrolyte they use. Each type require particular material and fuels, and each type of fuel cell is suitable for different applications. So let's talk in brief the working of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So the reaction between hydrogen and oxygen is basically used to generate the electricity via fuel cell. In this, the hydrogen is passed from one end and oxygen is passed through another end, and electrolyte is used which will separate the ions and electrons, and when we connect a load across it, then electricity is generated. So we can say the working of this fuel cell involves the passing of hydrogen and oxygen into concentrated solution of sodium hydroxide via carbon electrodes. So let's talk about the reactions that will happen at the different ends of the fuel cell. At the cathode, the oxygen and water molecules and 4 electrons, they will produce 4 OH ions. At the anode, we will be having 2 hydrogen and molecules, and 4 OH will produce 4 water molecules and 4 electrons. So in net cell reaction, we will be having 2 hydrogen molecules plus oxygen will produce water. So in this, the water is also produced, so that can be used for drinking purpose also. So that application we will see further, that is very interesting application. So but the reaction rate of this electrochemical reaction is very low, so we need some catalyst such as platinum or palladium, which will increase the reaction fast, and through this catalyst, the increase of effective surface area will also increase, and the reaction process will become fast. So let's talk about conversion efficiency of fuel cell. How much energy we can the electrical energy can be produced using fuel cell. So fuel cell efficiency means it is the ratio of electrical energy produced to the heat that is produced by burning the fuel, right? Electrical energy divided by fuel. So that is, in theoretically, if we say about the efficiency of fuel cell, so hydrogen oxygen fuel cell can give 83% efficiency theoretically, but practically if we use, then only 50 to 60% of efficiency can be produced. So this efficiency can also be increased. Let's talk about some fuel cells. First is your polymer electrolyte membrane fuel cell. So in this type of fuel cell can operate from 50 degree to 100 degree Celsius, and this type of fuel cell generally it is used for in transportation, and it can be used as stationary and portable generation of power. Then another type is alkaline fuel cell. This type was used as a primary source of electricity in Apollo space program first time. So in these cells, an aqueous alkaline solution was used to saturate a porous matrix, which in turn separates the electrodes. So basically these type of fuel cell can operate approximately 90 degrees Celsius. So these cells are highly efficient. They can also produce heat and water along with electricity. These were used in Apollo space program as an alternative solution for producing electrical energy. So let's talk about advantages of fuel cell. Fuel cells are very advantageous. They are another renewable energy source, because we are using hydrogen, oxygen, water, and they are available in the nature, right? And the second is they are very highly efficient, practically 50 to 60% energy efficiency they are having. So that is their advantage, and they are very reliable source of, they produce very reliable source of energy, and they do not produce noise. So they are eco-friendly also. They do not produce any harmful gases like carbon dioxide or pollutant. So they are very eco-friendly. The size of fuel cell is very less, so they can be used in transportation, in vehicles. They need low maintenance, they are simple and safe. They are static devices, no moving part is there, so maintenance is very low, and they are in light in weight. So these are advantages of fuel cells. Let's talk about disadvantages of fuel cell. Fuel cell in fuel cell we use hydrogen as a fuel, and it is very difficult to generate, handle and store hydrogen. It require bulky and heavy tanks, so that is very big disadvantage. And the second is very high capital cost is required for using fuel cells, and the technology is not fully developed. It is under development, so it is not available in all the countries. The another problem is that the fuel cell require very pure fuel. In case of any contaminants or any mixture, they will not work properly. And moreover, the fuel cell require complex support and control system. That is also a very big disadvantage. The another disadvantage is that fuel cell, although fuel cells are light, but the support system we require to take care of them and to store them and to provide support system. So all the system becomes, the complete system becomes very bulky and heavy. That is also a big disadvantage. So let's talk about the applications of fuel cell. First application is they are used in stationary power plants. So in case of emergency backups, like in case of critical facilities like hospitals, fuel cells can be used as a power source. Second is they can be used for space programs related activities. So fuel cells can also be used to power several electronic devices, right? And we can use fuel cells in submarines for military applications also, because they have very low noise. So in these type of applications they can be used in banks also. They can replace the banks of batteries. So that is in submarines they can be used. They were used in the Apollo space program that we have already discussed. They can be used in vehicles, like in commercial vehicles like buses and cars. They can in automobiles, in the next generation automobiles, that will be based on fuel cells. As the technology is under development, as it will grow, so future vehicles will be using these fuel cells as it is a very good energy source and cheap energy source. Then they can be used as portable power system. So you can say in commercial units also they can be used. So these are all the applications of fuel cells. Thank you.